Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. In the last episode, the girls designed some treaties or some contracts for us to sign, basically stating that, yeah, you can date Yuji, but there are stipulations. Basically, Makina wanted complete control over our lap area and bath time for some weird reason, and Sachi was like, as long as he will pet my head, that's all I want. So, yeah, let's continue.
言いにくいことをずいぶんはっきりと言うな。もしかして私の過去も調べた？さあ、どうかしらね。
Oh, you.
嫌な女ね、あなた。よく言われるわ。それじゃ私も部屋に戻らせてもらうわ。
Okay.
言われなくても分かってるわよ。大丈夫。今度は私、ちゃんと強くなるから。
July 19th, 2009. Seems that my relationship with Amane was ultimately approved by a majority vote of our peers. I guess we're now entitled to print officially authorized couple on our business cards or whatever, but apparently this victory came at something of a price. Soon after the announcement, Makina was pointlessly jumping into my lap and Sachi kept slowly wandering around, sweeping the floor in front of me, shooting glances in my direction, twitching her head strangely. That sounds like something she would do. As far as that goes though, it seems clear enough they've made some backroom bargain with Amane in exchange for their approval. What I really don't understand is Michiru. I have no idea how she got the idea into her head, but she keeps sidling up to me, whispering KGB or CIA or FSB, and glaring at me as if hoping for some kind of reaction. Seems the girl has gotten curious about my true colors for some reason, but she's essentially just shouting random acronyms that she barely even seems to understand, then shaking her head in disappointment at my bemused expression. Of course, at one point she blurted, "Nanako, is it Nanako?" in my ear, which really isn't too far off. Gave me a bit of a start. Moral of the story being, you gotta watch your step around that pseudo-tsundere. Try saying that 5 times fast. She may be an idiot, but she's got intuition.
あれ？ユージ、もう起きてたんだ。
I'm always up this early. It's about to go running. You need something?
別に用とかじゃないけど、寝てるユージを起こしてみたいなって思って。
No, that's why people invent alarm clocks. But why?
ほら、よくあるじゃん。寝起きの悪い男の子。朝だよみたいな感じで起こすお姉さんキャラ。なんかそんなのやってみたいなって、ちょっと思っただけ。
Okay, Amane, you're my girlfriend now, so you gotta cut this whole big sister act, because it's just gonna get more awkward as it goes along. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not what you would call a sleepyhead. I wake up every morning at the same time, like clockwork.
なんだ、残念だな。
Yeah, I guess it does. Well, in any case, I'm gonna head out now.
嘘ー。
What the hell's a I'm completely serious. It's time for my running.
いや、そうじゃなくてね。ほら、私、彼女。
I know. Why are you repeating yourself? Am I missing something important here?
とっても大切。いい？彼女である私がだよ。残念だなーとか、朝起こしに来たお姉さんプレイしたいなーとか言ってんだよ。
What do you want me to do about it?
そういう時ってさ、普通ね、そうか、じゃあ明日は少し寝坊でもしてやるか、みたいな。なんかそういう彼女サービス？
Oh no, you're not gonna throw up my whole circadian rhythm thing I got going on here.
そんな感じのやつがあったりするんじゃないのかな。
Not at present.
じゃあ、これからはある？
Let me think about that one. Bye.
待って！
Alright, can't hear you. Unhand me, woman. You're gonna stretch my running suit. I've only got one of these, you know. You seem rather displeased about something. I wonder what it could be.
そうです。ご覧の通り不満です。
Amane, here's an interesting fact you may not be aware of. When comparing rats raised in luxury and rats exposed to moderate stress and frustration, The group with the lower rate of cancer occurrence was actually...
私ネズミじゃないもん。
Shut up, I'm talking. I suppose not.
それに、ちょっとぐらいわがまま言っても許されるぐらいには頑張ってるもの。
Yeah, true enough. You do work hard, Amane, I'll give you that.
でしょ？でね、そんな私にさ、何のご褒美もなしで、じゃあ、俺走りに行くからってどうなのかな？私は今この場で泣き出すべき？
Do you want me to pat your head too? I understand your point. Very well, we'll do it tomorrow. How about that?
明日？
That's right, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. A favorite phrase employed by harried mothers at the candy aisle of the supermarket. That said, those who do so with the thought, we're dealing with a child here, they'll probably have forgotten about it by tomorrow. Are incompetent parents at best. Of course, those who conclude instead they're just asking for a 100-yen cake, might as well buy it now to shut them up, are outright failures. The truly first-class long-term mothering strategists deliberately make use of their child's minor demand, instituting this one-day waiting period in order to teach them patience. 1 day of patience. After that, it'll be yours so long as you still want it. It may be a cheap 100-yen candy bar, but it's not gonna drop into your hand just because you beg for it. It's a very meaningful lesson. If you buy the sweet right away in an exasperated attempt to stop your kid from wanting, you're just giving them the impression that wanting gets me whatever I want. As a consequence, that child's temper tantrums will slowly but surely escalate to demands for more expensive items. On that theory, that it's worth the shot. Yes, tomorrow. Words may seem casual, but there's a valuable truth embedded within them. One that's applicable to almost everything in life. Those who internalize that lesson are slightly better for it. Tomorrow morning, come wake me up sometime before 5 a.m. If I were to immediately fulfill Mani's request, there's no doubt she'd soon be pushing more troublesome demands on me. This should be a reasonable point of compromise, I think.
明日か。
That's right. I'm not going back to bed today, but tomorrow, even if I do wake up, I'll lay there pretending until you arrive. What do you say?
わかった。じゃあ明日ね。
Fine by me. After receiving my approval, Amane leaves the room, humming happily. Tomorrow it will be. But exceptionally optimistic words, as if there were no doubt tomorrow will come. I see. Under these circumstances, it's reasonably safe to make that assumption. It's easy to forget at times, but the normal world is a truly wonderful place. The next day, I selected sculpture for my afternoon elective class. In other words, it's a lesson in constructing three-dimensional works of fine art by cutting, gluing, whittling, and shaping a wide variety of raw materials. Pretty soon, I'll have a Venus de Milo before I know it. To be honest, I don't have any special interest in this particular form of artistic expression, but there weren't any other lessons that strongly appealed to me today. And as I was ruminating over my decision, Makina urged me to join her for her favorite class, so here I am. The instructor is Professor Matsuyama Minoru from a fine arts university, Fukuoka. An accomplished 72-year-old artist, Makina, who for some reason gets along very well with the elderly, tells me she always looks forward to his class. Today our material is stone clay. We haven't been given any particular theme. Only direction was make whatever you feel like. Exactly the sort of vague request where your artistic sensibilities are paramount. The participants are myself and Makina as well as Sashi and Michiru. A total of 4. As the good-natured old professor offered us free-wheeling words of advice in a gentle tone of voice, we need the clay as our whims direct us. With a solemn grunt, I stroked my chin with fingers dyed white from clay dust. I chose the animal kingdom as my general theme, specifically deciding to convey the lively motion of a galloping steed. But the horse that emerges from Olympic clay is a clumsy, unattractive thing, conveying nothing but awkward, lifeless artificiality.
Kazami-kun wa animation wo miru
Holy
kana?
crap, they actually have another voice actor. Animation, sir? As I'm addressing a senior educator rich in experience and accomplishment, I consciously keep my tone somewhat formal.
そう、要はパラパラ漫画だよ。ほら、教科書や帳面の隅に書いたりしたことはないかね。
I'm afraid such things weren't a major component of my personal experience as a student, Professor. According to Mr. Matsuyama, to convey a sense of motion, you have to think 2 frames back in the sequence. If you work while picturing the somewhat unstable position 2 frames before your pose you're attempting to depict, apparently this work will turn out much more dynamic. Although I unfortunately grew up without much in the way of exposure to flip books, I eventually hit on an appropriate temporal analog, the beat which pulling the trigger and impact every bolt on a 400-meter shooting range. And when I consciously considered the moment before while reshaping my sculpture, the result is unrecognizably lively. It's still not technically skillful work, but there's a definite sense of motion. 50 years of devotion to a single branch of fine arts. Mr. Matsuyama likes to belittle himself. Cut it out with the professor stuff. I'm worthless at anything but sculpture. But no matter how limited the breadth of his expertise, that brief glimpse of its depth genuinely impressed me. That's okay, I didn't need my hearing today anyway. For some time, everyone had been silent and intently focused on their work. In an apparent attempt to induce a group heart attack, Makina's wild shriek shatters the calm.
ちょっと、うるさいわよ。少しは静かにできないのあんたは。ごめんよ。
As a typical squabble breaks out, Professor Matsuyama stands gingerly from his chair, walking towards the group. He gazes at Makina's sculpture with the peaceful eyes of a man affectionately admiring the work of his grandchild.
君は本当に榊くんが好きだね。
へへへ、多分ね、ユミちゃんの胸像を作らせたら、私が日本一なのよ。ほら、見て。今回のテーマはクーデレなのよ。正面から見れば、機嫌が悪そうに見えるいつものユミちゃん。でもね、こうして斜めから見ると、まつげを伏せたどこか憂いのあるデレ顔になるのよさ。名付けてザ・クーデレ・オブ・フォーチュン榊由美子1980円。安っ、由美子安っ。確かに少し安いかもしれませんね。
It's certainly pragmatic to slap a price tag on your art, but from what I hear, Makina once put up a Sakaki-themed wood carving of hers entitled Greenhouse Flower for auction as a joke. And it seems the winning bidder was a full 78,000 yen. A piece of art created by a mere student, a price you could comfortably describe as extraordinary.
マキちゃんという人間を知っていれば、その意外性からももう少し値がついても良いかと思います。
No matter surprise, eh? True enough, many of Makina's sculptures possess a subtle, refined grace you'd never for a minute expect someone with her demented personality to be capable of producing. And on the opposite extreme, others demonstrate such bold, forceful energy that it's hard to believe they're the work of such a childish, small-statured girl, for example. Makina's maiden work, the Puma statue named Sakaki Yumiko Rising, completed soon after her arrival at Mihama Academy, is still stowed away in our art warehouse, available for viewing at any time. And it's a genuinely overpowering sculpture, a fiercely wrought work that conveys an inner fire of determination burning inside its subject. Well, your art criticism seems pretty respectable, but what are you making, Sachi?
はい、私はもちろんサメさんです。
Oh.
またサメ？あんたって本当にサメが好きよね。どこがと聞かれましても説明に窮しますが、強いて言うなら神がもたらした機能美とでも言いましょうか。海のハンターとして一切の無駄のないデザイン。すべてに意味がある美しさとでも言いましょうか。その隙のなさに魅力を感じます。風見さんはお馬さんですね。やはりお馬さんが持つポテンシャルデザイン的なものに憧れが？
Well, that's a good question actually. Why did I pick a horse? A wither's out of an unconscious thought. If I'm gonna make a statue, it might as well be something with some dignity. From time immemorial, the horse has been regarded as a noble beast. It said that back in the days when a soldier received 15,000ths of a yen when pressed into military service, the army compensated a full 1,000 yen for every horse commandeered. The lives of men were as valuable as scraps of paper. Even a broken down old nag was worth 1,000 yen. I thought about that sometimes. I guess I've impressed the idea that horses are big earners on my subconscious. You know, a horse is worth something. It has some nobility. I don't really have any other reason. The words feel outright pathetic coming from my mouth. The words? Oh, come on. Something like self-pity wells up inside me. Searching for a change of topic, my eyes find a suitable distraction in Michiru's sculpture. What is it? Find out next time.